you can see roughly 60 hours of documentation on what happened to me, including all the MRI, all the CT, all the x-rays, the uploaded written doctor's reports. I have recorded telephone calls, YouTube channel, My Medical Nightmare. Alright, it's been a couple of months since we last looked at Complete Health. I was a patient there in 2019 and 20. I still have unresolved, outstanding issues from my visit. Stay tuned, I'll go into the details of what happened to me later in the video. I was an uninsured, self-pay patient, had very serious complications from a broken skull injury at that time. When the nurses, doctors, and medical practice found out my injuries were extensive and more severe than they originally thought, I faced massive medical fraud issues. My medical records were withheld from me for several days until they were edited by the Pell City office. My injury was misdiagnosed. They would not help me correct the errors that I had. Now known as Complete Health, Northside Medical Associates, based in Pell City, Alabama, merged with Complete Health in 2020, and Dr. Ronald Helms of Pell City was put in charge of the Birmingham, Alabama market, former CEO and president of Northside Medical Associates. Alright, so if you're out there and you're thinking about healthcare treatment, doctors, nurses, and hospitals in the Birmingham area, I will suggest you visit the website Indeed.com. There you will find many reviews of employees of businesses and companies. Just type in the hospital or medical network that you frequent, and you may be surprised at what you see. We've got some new reviews here for Complete Health, Northside Medical Associates. Here's a review. This employee was apparently so aggrieved by their experience working for Complete Health in Pell City, Alabama, that they posted this twice. Their location is 70 Plaza Drive. This review was submitted by a currently employed healthcare specialist on July 8, 2024. It reads, worst corporate leadership team, lack of cohesive team playing. And they list their quips here. They say Complete Health is unprofessional with entirely too many C-suite positions, vice presidents and directors, that they have poor leadership and poor stewardship of finances, and a lack of adaptability to target population in each clinic location area. A similarly worded review appears on August 30th, 2024, and they add there is no team approach with Complete Health Pell City, and that they encourage employees to work against one another. Here's another review posted on April 24th. This is from a CCMA medical assistant at the Pell City location. The headline of their review reads, toxic favoritism. And they expound upon this, writing, initially, it could be a great place to work. However, if you're not part of the clique, quote unquote, they will find ways to get you terminated. You can't even go to management due to the established friendships and favoritism throughout the company. My own visit in 2019 and 20 was at the Trussville, Alabama location of Northside Medical Associates. The address is 7201 Happy Hollow Road. There are a couple reviews here on the Trussville location. This one, posted September 3rd, 2024, reads, lack of communication. And they add, it depends on your role here, I'm sure. My team seriously lacked communication, and that put such a damper on the whole experience. And here's another negative review by a senior phlebotomist, posted May 10th of this year, 2024. They write, toxic, hostile, low-pay environment, and add, toxic, favoritism, and very hostile. Trainers and management are extremely messy. Pay sucks. for all the work you have to do, no communication from employees or management, and some employees are allowed to work in departments that they are not trained or certified for. I would not recommend this company to anyone for a job. Do not trust management, especially the lab managers. I resigned and found a job while working out the 2 weeks notice. I will never apply for this company again. They do not have compassion. I visited the Trussville location. It's a 2019 visit with nurse James Frankie Crum. Complained of possible broken neck or broken skull. I had major complications at this time. Very close to dying. Nurse Crum stuck an instrument in my ear and confirmed swelling and infection. I was referred to an MRI at the St. Vincent's Ascension MRI facility located in the same building as the Northside Medical Associates location at 7201 Happy Hollow Road, Trussville, Alabama. $500 MRI. Got the results back. MRI was looked at by Dr. Michael Brant Ruff, MD, member of Vulcan Imaging Associates. Diagnostic radiologist with a special in neuroradiology. Went to college for close to 10 years to do his job. He does a lot of work for Ascension and St. Vincent's Hospital in Birmingham, Alabama. He wrote in his report that I had no injuries present. Got the pictures back, as you can see in these videos. And in the same area where in the CT scan you can see broken bone, several months have passed and I now have 6 inches diameter infection in my head. Very close to dying at this point. Kept going to these doctors, nurses, medical practices, and they kept telling me I had no injury. So I reported in a subsequent visit with Nurse Crum. I told him that the radiologist missed my injury. The only reason I had the MRI scan done. Nurse Crum told me that he would talk to St. Vincent's and Ascension and try to get this worked out and fixed because they wanted $500 for the MRI. I was a self-pay patient, no insurance, and I did not and still do not have $500 to give to some guy who went to college for 10 years. It makes $140 an hour and can't do his job properly. Several weeks of phone tag ensued. Their solution, Ascension and Northside Medical Complete Health, was to get me financial assistance to get further medical treatment. I needed a diagnosis for an injury I was dying from. After many weeks of phone tag, I was told I would not be granted one type of financial assistance, that is, access to care. I was given paperwork for another type of financial assistance that I later found out would not help me get my injury treated or even diagnosed. I attempted to contact the radiologist doctors directly and individually, called Vulcan Imaging Associates, of which Dr. Michael Brant Ruff is a member. You can hear those recorded telephone calls on my YouTube channel. Representative Kim Mooney, who does not possess medical credentials, told me that Vulcan Imaging stood behind Dr. Ruff's report 100%. They would not correct that doctor's error. Also tried to contact Ascension and St. Vincent's Hospital in Birmingham. They would not help me get the errors of that doctor corrected. I believe he's still employed by both of these organizations. Filed complaints with the Alabama Board of Medical Examiners and the Nursing Board of Alabama. They would not reprimand the medical professionals that I went to as patients and misdiagnosed me. They continue to renew their licenses. I had a follow-up at Complete Health Northside Medical Associates in 2020 with nurse Celeste Richardson. She would not acknowledge my broken skull injury. I had a real hard time communicating with this nurse during my visit. I believe I was not treated as a human being. I took in printed out still images from the MRI which showed 6 inches diameter infection in my head. She simply asked me where I got the pictures from. She would not acknowledge the pictures. and argued with me during most of my visit about the status of my health. I was in real bad shape, very close to dying. Was told she'd give a prescription for ivermectin, but only if I took a blood test. I requested a special analysis of the blood for possible parasites, fungus, etc. And she simply told me that would be expensive. So I was not given that analysis. In the MRI pictures and in the CT with contrast that I had done at St. Vincent's East in Birmingham, I believe you can see evidence of parasites and several inch-long insects in my head, which had grown. I complained to the manager in the Northside Medical Associates Complete Health Trussville location. I was told that I would get a phone call back. Never got a phone call back. I requested all of my medical records from Northside Medical Associates Complete Health, Celeste Richardson, and James Frankie Crum. I was told they would not give me my medical records on that day. When I did get them a few days later, they appeared heavily edited with relevant content to my medical condition, either omitted, and another thing they did was they put in boilerplate disclaimer language. Cover sheet was signed off on by the Pell City office. I tried to call CEO Dr. Ronald Helms in 2020. My phone calls were not returned. Was going to inform him about what happened to me. Shortly after this, Northside Medical Associates was merged with Complete Health, owned by Pharaoh's Capital.